Welcome to another B2 First ESL-lounge reading lesson video. Today we will be reading Letters to My Future Self. Let's begin with some vocabulary. To procrastinate, to delay doing something that you should do. Ambitious, having a strong wish to be successful, powerful or rich. Potential, the possibility of something happening or being developed. Optimism, the feeling that good things are more likely to happen than bad things. Perspective, a particular way of thinking about something. Trivial, not important or serious, not worth considering. Authentic, real, true and not a copy, genuine. To reflect, to think carefully and deeply about something. To abandon, to leave a thing or place, to stop supporting something. Great. Now you know the keywords, let's read the story. Last week, while clearing out the attic, I found a small dusty box labeled, "Do not open until 2024. My own handwriting, from 10 years ago. Inside were a series of letters I had written to my future self at different stages of my life. Reading them has been a fascinating and surprisingly emotional experience, offering a unique perspective on my own journey. The first letter from my 15-year-old self was full of ambitious dreams and cringeworthy drama. "Dear future me," it began, "I hope you are a world-famous rock guitarist by now. Did you finally stop procrastinating and actually learn more than 3 chords?" It asked if I was still friends with the same people, and worried about exams that now seem incredibly trivial. The letter was a powerful reminder of the raw potential and optimism of being a teenager before the reality of life sets in. End of page 1. Let's continue. The next letter was from my 20-year-old self, written during my second year at university. This version of me was more serious, full of anxiety about the future and choosing the right career. "I hope you haven't abandoned your passion for writing in favor of a job that just pays the bills," it pleaded. This letter was harder to read, as it touched on insecurities and fears that I still recognize in myself today. It made me reflect on whether I had been brave enough in my choices, or if I had played it too safe. There was also a short, optimistic note from my 25-year-old self, written just after I had gotten my first proper job. This letter was full of excitement about being financially independent and making plans to travel the world. Have we seen the pyramids yet? Have we walked the Great Wall of China? It was a checklist of dreams, some of which I'm happy to say have been ticked off. End of page 2. Let's continue. Reading these letters felt like having a conversation with ghosts of my former selves. Each one represented a different person, with different priorities and fears. It's a strange feeling to realize how much you've changed, yet in some fundamental ways, remained the same. The 15-year-old's dream of rock stardom is gone, but the passion for creativity that drove it is still there, just in a different form. The 20-year-old's fear of choosing the wrong path is still a quiet whisper, but it's now balanced with the wisdom of experience. The experience has been so profound that I've decided to continue the tradition. This weekend I will sit down and write a new letter to my 35-year-old self. It's a way of holding myself accountable to my own dreams, and a way of creating an authentic, personal archive of a life in progress. Okay, time for a few questions to check your understanding. Question 1. What was the writer's overall experience of reading the old letters? A. They found it to be a boring and trivial exercise. B. It made them think deeply about their past and stirred up feelings. C. It made them regret most of the choices they had made. D. They were confused and couldn't recognize their old handwriting. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. The text supports this by describing the experience as fascinating and surprisingly emotional. Question 2. What was the main characteristic of the letter from the 15-year-old self? A. It was full of serious career plans and financial worries. B. It was full of hopeful but probably unreachable goals. C. It was very sad and pessimistic about the future. D. It focused mainly on relationships and friendships. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. The text describes the letter as full of ambitious dreams and optimism, like wanting to be a world-famous rock guitarist. Question 3. What was the main concern of the 20-year-old writer? A. Not being popular enough among their university friends. B. The fear of choosing a safe career instead of following their passion. C. Worrying that they would never be financially independent. D. The anxiety of passing their final university exams. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is B. The letter pleaded, "I hope you haven't abandoned your passion for writing in favor of a job that just pays the bills." Question 4. What is the writer's attitude towards the travel plans mentioned in the letter from their 25-year-old self? A. They feel sad because they haven't achieved any of them. B. They think the plans were too ambitious and silly. C. They're pleased to have achieved several of those goals. D. They have completely forgotten about making those plans. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is C. The writer says about the checklist of dreams, some of which, I'm happy to say, have been ticked off. Question 5. What does the writer conclude about their personal development over the years? A. That they are a completely different person with no connection to their past selves. B. That they haven't changed at all and still have the same dreams and fears. C. That their core personality has remained, even if their specific goals have changed. D. That they have made too many mistakes and regret most of their choices. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is C. The text says it's strange to realize how much you've changed, yet in some fundamental ways remain the same. Question 6. What is the writer's primary motivation for deciding to continue writing letters to themselves? A. To create a nostalgic record they can enjoy when they are older. B. To have something interesting to share with future generations. C. To ensure they do not repeat the mistakes of their past. D. To stay true to their ambitions while documenting their journey. Pause the video now to think about your answer. The correct answer is D. The text's final paragraph explains that writing letters is a way of holding myself accountable to my own dreams and creating an archive of a life in progress. Let's quickly summarize the lesson. On this screen, you can review the main points of the text and the key vocabulary. Finally, here are a few discussion questions. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching this ESL Lounge video. Don't forget to subscribe for more lessons, and we'll see you in the next one.